Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you in another video. Alright, so I only got 23 minutes on this one because all the other videos that have been uploading all day are still uploading. I had a Laker rant that I made earlier in the day. It never uploaded because I left the house before I got a chance to and been on trains and stuff. So yeah, man, it's one of them days where it's just not gonna be too quick to upload most of the stuff. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day. I got my business taken care of on the Hollywood side of things. Got my therapy set up for next Wednesday, as I said in a little brief video, over on the Vermont and Wilshire area spot, next Wednesday at 3:30. So I'm looking forward to that. I would have touched the bus since I gotta hurry up and get home. I'm starving, man, but something told me to get walking, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk it off and just see what happens here with this little half a video, because it ain't gonna be that long. But anyway, hope you all are having a good one. I'm trying to manage myself in regards to my mental health, because there's so much going on in my life that I just feeling like tired, man. It's not even like I feel like quitting or anything. It's just I'm sick of having to ask for money, ask for help. I'm sick of waiting on GR. I'm really tired of that, man. This has been 2 months I've been waiting for GR to come through, man. 2 months of having to every week or every other week ask for money from my family. I'm sick of having to force that anxiety to be met. And that's really what it comes down to. Have to call them and say, hey, they still ain't gave me what I need. Can you give me what I need? And now you have to keep doing that. It gets to a point where it's like you start thinking the thoughts that you think they may be thinking. It's like, man, they probably think I'm playing games. They probably think I'm really not waiting on anything at all. You know, you start going through that. And for somebody who have anxiety as severe as I have it, they are making my life so much harder by making this process so difficult for me to get my general relief. I suppose God has a plan for that, but it's like, damn, somebody tells you they got mental health issues and they're homeless. Why do you give them so much hell to get the money that they need? And I've submitted everything that you asked, and we're going on week number 2 full weeks when I told y'all that I needed it expedited, meaning to hurry up because my circumstances require that I have it now. And this is expediting it? I mean, it's just evil, man. It ain't nothing short of it. And I'm seeing so much evil all over the world. Of course, what you see going on in Gaza, that's the type of evil that is a different level. So I don't really feel I have a right to even complain about the evil I'm facing in my country, but it's the same devils. They're funding this stuff, right? That's what it really comes down to. And you realize who's funding what, and you realize they probably taking a little bit of the budget to pay you the same budget they're using to kill babies. And it just is what it is. It ain't no different. There's literally no difference. It's all coming out of people's taxes. So I'm just tired of the evil, man. I'm honestly tired of the evil. If you really want to know what my mind is, I'm just exhausted from the devilish energy that this country is engaged in for 500 plus years. And at the devilish energy that I'm finding out that they've been doing all over the damn world. It's just devilish. Ain't nothing short of it. That's exactly what it is. It's devilish. When you consider who's getting done the worst so that we can be the most powerful. Hear what's going on in Congo and other parts of Africa. They're killing people left and right just so we can hold these cell phones in our hands with this type of crap in it. And the nerve of people to say we have a right to do any damn thing when this is what it takes for you to maintain your rights is wrong. It's just wrong. And you got people like myself who want to be good people, but then our soul's on the line from benefiting from the evil. There's no way to really get away from it, so you just hope the Lord will forgive everything that you've done that has allowed for it to happen, whether you knew about it or not. And that's exactly how I feel. I would hope that there are other good people who feel the same way, who benefit from this nonsense, or who identify as people who are in those circumstances, or wear those hats that they wear. I hope that you feel as bad as I do, as your people do what it is that they do. Because you should. When you look all over the world and you see that your president essentially saying, no, it's for the betterment of our safety that we continue to let these babies die. It's essential to the American safety. This idiot actually said that about 3 weeks ago, that we keep our relationship with Israel intact. I'm like, Israel is killing babies. How the hell can that be good for your fucking safety? It's not. It's not. It's the 2 and 3 different degrees of separation that they're using to do all types of evil nonsense that ultimately can help billionaires stay billionaires and continue to aspire to be trillionaires in the near future. They don't help any of us at all. And that's what I was talking about on the way here. It's just garbage, man. It's a bunch of evil, and I'm exhausted of it. That's the best way I know how to describe it. Exhausting. And just keep on dealing with this stuff in various different ways that we're forced to. It just gets to a point where you just want the Lord to stop all of it. Even if you benefit from it, stop all of it. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I would not be mad if he stopped all of it. Just shut this thing down. Shut America completely down if that's what it takes to save some more of these kids who ain't being saved because this nation is funded on the backs of them dying. It's just so horrible, man. You look at Great Britain and you know they're kind of sitting in the background, even though the U.S. and Israel is getting the worst of the righteousness of the blame. You know damn well they right there. All forms of white supremacy is right there. Every bit of those colonizing entities that have been colonizing, being a cancer to the globe, is right there, controlling what it is we can and cannot say in regards to the bullcrap that they do. I'm so thankful that I do not care about that, and I will speak on it at my leisure. Fortunate enough they ain't figured out that they need to stop us from doing it. They probably will at some point. Start taking our freedoms away from speaking on the nonsense. And we know damn well that the only thing we're speaking against is evil. But when you don't believe in God, evil is how you describe it. Well, whatever comes against us is evil because we have good plans to enrich ourselves. It's like, yeah, I know, that's exactly what the devil does. He makes you think that you're fine doing the evil that he wants you to do, and everybody else who's trying to stop you from doing it is the bad guys. That is the evil of it. That's exactly what it is. It doesn't hold you accountable for nothing you do. It just tells you to hold others accountable for everything that they do as they try to stop you from doing something that you are not holding yourself accountable for doing. That is the evil. And so that's what I'm tired of, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing it on my phone every day. I'm tired of looking at people complaining about it. Can't do nothing about it. I'm tired of these stupid, circumstances that manifest from that, like celebrities being quiet and Congress people posting things on their Instagram, and not Congress, but your POTUS and your vice president posting stuff on your Instagram that don't have nothing to do with acknowledging the evil that they're doing and the evil that they're co-signing. Sick of all of it. I'm at a point in my life where I'm tired of this. I'm not even offended anymore. I'm just exhausted. Seeing babies blown to bits, arms missing, legs missing. And then I look at my president saying, well, we don't really believe in a ceasefire, but we definitely want to make sure that we give you some pauses. Since you're putting so much pressure on our asses, we're going to pause allowing them to cease fire, fire at those people. We're going to take 4 hours off and then proceed to allow them to kill more babies. Every 4-hour pause is just enough time for them to bleed out, and then we will bomb some more. It's like, you do understand we're watching you, right? You do understand that everybody's not confused about what this means. There's no enemies over there. just children that you're targeting, that you're trying to kill. So next time you say that you're trying to save children, or anytime you say that you're trying to protect children from anything that will otherwise come against them, you do understand that we're watching you do this right now. So anytime we want to wonder about who's trafficking children or putting them in some compromising situations that are for adults, we know that you would do worse to them so long as your friends will allow it. So that means you're going to allow this to happen too. That's why it's like, I don't know what they plan to gain from the reputation that they're building as baby killers, but I'm automatically going to look at them as if they're the ones that are doing all the other stuff too. Because that just makes sense. Epstein Island and all that, obviously that was funded by the same people who do this. He was made wealthy by the same people who do this. He was enabled to do this by people who did this. It's obvious. I mean, what are the ways they look at it? So that's the type of stuff that it's just like, man, and down with all of that. Down with all of that. And anybody who's with that, I just assume you were co-signing the evil, man. Co-signing all of it. Anything that endangers a child, you're going to celebrate as far as I can tell. Unless it's your child. Then they're humans. And selective humanity and shit like that. So, you know, I'm over it, man. If you're not against this stuff, then you're just part of the problem as far as I can tell. If you don't see this as a big problem, you are the problem. You are that big problem. Because the only reason why they're even allowed to do this is because people have allowed them to do this. Haven't shamed them away from doing this. Haven't sanctioned them away from doing this. Haven't done to them what a private citizen would have done to them for doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were convicted of doing all these crimes that they're doing on high, how much jail time would we actually get? How dead would we be? We're very dead. We would be hanged. We would be put in all types of situations that ultimately hold us accountable for the evil that we do. Given 1,500 years, in some countries 1,500 lashes. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And these people get to sit up here and say, well, we'll pause for 4 hours, as if they're not murdering children. We'll give it pauses as if we're not watching them bomb hospitals full of cancer kids. Like, and so for me, it's like we're sitting here waiting for God. God's coming. God's going to do something about it. I agree. I'm a God guy. You know that. But at some point in time, it comes back around to what it is that I've learned. And that is the story about how if you're sitting on a roof in a flood and God sends you a helicopter to come save you off that roof, and you say no because I'm waiting for God to come off a cloud. And then he sent another helicopter before the thing floods and ultimately engulfs you and sweeps you away in the water. And you say, no, I'm waiting for God to come off a cloud. Eventually, you're going to die, drown to death, swept away, and then God's going to tell you when he gets there that I sent you them dang helicopters. It's kind of feel that way to me. We're sitting up here waiting for these people to do right. We're sitting here waiting for those who are doing this to hold themselves accountable, like we're too stupid to understand that that is not going to be the case. At some point in time, we're going to realize that our laws do not save those children, and those laws will not protect us when they turn their attention to us. They're just not. It's going to be you breaking those laws just like they break those laws that ultimately get you out of those circumstances, that ultimately give you the best shot. At some point in time, we're going to realize we're dealing with real evil. At some point in time, we're going to get that. Unapologetic, ragtag evil. And all of the evil that's ever been done in the name of this country, in the name of Britain, and in the name of Israel is going to be understood to have been done by those three countries. And then you're going to understand that those laws aren't meant to protect you or do anything but keep you in a space where you're working to make them more powerful so that they can continue to do these very things. And those laws are meant to keep you at bay so that you don't stop it from happening. That is it. That's all. And when the more you start to put two and two together, you start to realize what it is I just said is the actual truth. And if you're not making money for them, they sure as hell not making anything good for you. Capitalism is meant to make you feel like you're the most important thing in the world so that you will allow them who feel they're the most important thing in the world to do all the evil that they ultimately been doing the whole damn time. That's all it is. Capitalism ain't meant to do nothing but make you as guilty as sin as they are. That's it. So you become too self-absorbed and too selfish to step outside of the evil that they do and see it the way you're supposed to see it. Anything that cosigns babies dying needs to be put to an end. And if our culture was right, we would agree. If our culture was aligned with the God that I know exists, we would agree. And then we would get the people out there who have the evil laws that are meant to keep evil going out the hell away, put them in places where they need to be, so that we can come up with the laws that actually align us with morality and humanity and various different things that don't seem to be in place today. And of course, I'm labeled a terrorist because I'm speaking against the evil that they do. See what I'm saying? I'm going to be labeled a bad guy because I'm stopping them from doing the bad that they have deemed is good. That's how that works. It's good bad because we're doing it. It's not bad bad. That's what you're doing when you try to stop us from doing the bad we're doing. See what I'm saying? And through the cultures of being raised like that and raised in a place where that is the case, over generation to generation to generation, you end up looking like the Israelites over there, who are championing this stuff, who are actually police officers arresting people for liking posts that support saving children from their nation as they try to kill them and from horror in their lives. Like, how you think you get that warped? By buying lies for generations at a time. That's how you get that warped. That's how you can find yourself in a space where you look at some children as children and other people's children as dogs or whatever the hell you think they are, less than that. That's how you get to that point. Compliance with evil, actual evil. Not being able to think for yourself. So you allow that those who put this nonsense in place for you to buy the ability to have the power over you that they have by putting that there, or rather by implementing it and allowing it to work on you and your children, and you raise your kids to believe that that bullcrap is real goodness when it's actually really evil. I tell you right now, the wrong that I do isn't just that, it's wrong. Just because you oppose the wrong that I do don't mean I get to tell you that what you're doing is wrong because you're trying to stop me from doing wrong. It's still wrong. I'm wrong. You understand what I'm saying? If I go off and rob somebody, I don't get to say that the cop that stopped me was evil, because the cop that stopped me from doing something that should not have been done. But in this world and in the Zionist world, that is exactly how they operate. They define evil as anything that opposes the evil that they do. And so as we start to understand that and look at the laws that are put in place, from what I understand, there are many states that make it so that you cannot boycott Israel. That's a law I'm going to break. That's a law I'm going to break. And you do whatever the hell you got to do with me. Anything that says, oh, I can't speak against the powers that be, that's a law I'm going to break. Why? Because that law ain't put in place to protect anything. That law is put in place to keep those who want to do anything in a position to do that without even being held accountable for it in the slightest. That is all. So when they tell you in your country that you can't protest Israel, know that that is the only reason why that is the case. You aren't doing nothing but putting Israel, who is doing all the evil in the world, basically most of it anyway, along with their buddies USA and Great Britain and God knows who else. That puts them in a position to keep doing it when they allow for no protest against it. Nothing to hold me accountable for what it is I do. I would be the first to tell you that I need something to hold me accountable. That's why I agree that laws exist, should exist, some laws, so that for some reason I find myself giving into the demons in my own heart, for which I've struggled with at times. Something can align me with what it is that ultimately will keep me from harming others. That is a good thing. Checking me, checking you. Because sometimes we do things out of emotional pain and stuff, and we cause more damage than we want to do. So if we checking ourselves and have someone that checks us for it, guess what? You keep the balance. But when you don't believe that anything should be there checking you, then obviously you want to be able to do any and everything you choose to do. And my friends, that is a mindset that comes with someone who doesn't believe they've ever made a mistake. That comes with someone who's never acted in a way that they shouldn't have and regretted it. And that, my friends, comes from somebody who needs the most checking, if you believe you're that type of person, to where you've never done anything wrong and never needed to be held accountable for anything that you've done. Never need anything to tell you, hey, yo, you're mistaken. You think you're a God, but you appeal to a God? How does that work? You think you're a God because you don't need no checking. But you say you're doing this under God, and some God gave you the right to do this. Make it make sense, and I'll wait for you to. See, that's the thing. If a person can think for themselves, they can just put two and two together and realize it ain't adding up. None of this adds up. What does add up is that they're doing whatever they want to do, and as a result, they're being used by the enemy that is in place to create confusion. It doesn't really protect himself at all from being exposed as an enemy, who doesn't really know if he wants to be exposed as an enemy or not, which is why that's in place, and he's confused about that and doesn't want anybody else to know he's confused. It's the same old thing. It's the same old demon. So that's pretty much all I have the time to say. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. We will speak against the enemy every time. He gonna strike. He always strikes me when I talk like this, and that's fine. But I'm a sword in his behind. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.